yes, welcome back to Gypsy in the City TV. Today's video is going to be a product review on the latest foundation from L'Oreal. If you're not following me on Snapchat, you need to do so ASAP because I'm always posting the latest makeup news on there, new products, I'm reviewing products on there, I'm talking about my favorites, I'm talking about my day-to-day life in the city. I like to think my Snapchat account is very fun. Hopefully you guys think the same. So make sure you guys are following me on there to keep up with all things beauty, travel, and my gypsy life. And I say this because when this new foundation from L'Oreal came out, I instantly knew about it and I went on Snapchat and I told you guys about it and I showed you where you can get it and everything. So I was super excited to get my hands on it and I was finally able to order it from Ulta. It just so happened that someone from the multicultural team that does PR for L'Oreal happened to see my Snapchat and they were nice enough to send me the foundations. This is the one that I actually bought on Ulta and then they sent me these additional two. Now, if you guys didn't know by now, this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation and it has been making a huge hit in the beauty world, especially on YouTube here. I'm sure you guys have seen dozens of other product reviews or makeup tutorials using this product. I've been using this for, I want to say like 3 to 4 weeks now, maybe the last month, and I have to tell you guys that I absolutely been loving it, and I'm going to show you exactly why I've been loving this foundation. You guys already know my obsession with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I have a love and hate relationship with matte foundations, and I'll tell you why. Usually my skin is on the drier side. It's dry to normal, but most of the time it's on the drier side. So if I wear matte foundations, it makes my skin look even drier, and it usually sticks to the dry patches on my skin. It just doesn't look nice, so I'm more of a glowy foundation kind of girl because it looks more natural. And also, I don't know if you've noticed this, but when your skin glows, it gives the appearance of youthfulness, and who doesn't want to look youthful and young? So I prefer most of the time glowy foundations. Now, I picked up this foundation because a lot of people were raving about it, even people that had dry skin, so I was like, you know what, let me try it out. Worst case scenario, I can always just add the glowiness that I like to my skin with using highlighters or cream highlighters, and then the rest of my face can be matte. So I picked up this foundation, and let me tell you guys that I absolutely love it. I went on a Snapchat rant about it. It is probably my favorite drugstore foundation, hands down. Whenever I wear this foundation, I get the absolute most flawless makeup application. It's lightweight, it's a medium coverage foundation, you can definitely build it up, but I absolutely love this foundation. I get so many compliments every time I wear it. It literally gives me flawless skin, flawless makeup every single time. So what I usually do is I put this foundation on and then I build up my glow using cream highlighters and then powder highlighters, and my skin just looks beautiful and flawless. So if you guys have not tried this foundation, I highly recommend it. It is my favorite drugstore foundation at the moment. So of course, when these came out, I was super excited to try them because if I already love the matte one, imagine how much I was gonna go crazy over the glowy one because I prefer glowy type of foundations. So I will have to tell you guys that the color range is a little tricky. It's been a little hard for me to find my color. Even the color that I bought here, the 208, which is the lightest one, so in my hands I have 208, 209, and 210. I do have to say that I still don't feel like this is the right foundation shade for me, but I make it work. And then I have these other darker colors from when I catch a little bit of a tan. I can use that as well. I really want to show you guys how awesome this foundation is, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply it, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about the foundation and everything else as I'm applying it. First, I'm going to go ahead and prime my skin as I normally do, and I'm going to use the SMASHBOX Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And this I just have at the moment because I recently came back from traveling, and when I travel, I like to take like travel size versions of all my makeup. So I just grabbed that from my travel bag because I still haven't unpacked it, per usual. Probably should have grabbed my Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer, but I was just being lazy and I didn't want to get up, and this was the closest thing. Okay, now that I've primed my skin, I'm just going to color correct a little bit before I apply the actual foundation. And to color correct, I'm going to use NYX Dark Circle Concealer in medium, and I'm just going to apply that with the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. And I really like this brush because it kind of gets in this little small space here. And yeah, I just really like it to apply concealer under my eye. I'm also going to apply it over some of these blemishes that I have here. These dark spots. Usually if I'm in a rush, I'll just apply this, blend it out with the Beauty Blender, and apply a little bit of powder, and hello, flawless skin. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply the foundation. The color that I'm using is 208 Sun Beige. Like I said, I still feel like this color is a little dark for me, and I'll show you guys why, but I still like it. So I just apply the foundation directly from the tube in little dots all over my face. Sometimes I like to apply it in the back of my hand and then dip my brush in there, a beauty blender, to blend it out, but I just feel like this is easier and it just works better. It's less messier. And I like to put a little extra here because this is usually where I need the most coverage because of my blemishes. For this specific foundation, I really love using this brush to blend it out, and this is the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection brush. It's all over brush side, and then on this side is concealer. I love this brush for blending out my foundation. I prefer using a brush over the beauty blender because this foundation is watery. It is definitely more watery than the matte foundation. That foundation I can blend out with my beauty blender and it looks great. But since this one is a little bit more watery, I find that when I use a beauty blender, it really dilutes the foundation down and I get a super light coverage when this one is already light to begin with. For example, this matte foundation, I feel that it is a true medium coverage, and like I said, it is buildable, but this one is a little bit on the lighter side. I would say it's light to medium coverage. Naturally, when you use a beauty blender, it does give you a lighter application of the foundation, so because the product is already watery, I'm just going to use a brush to blend it out so that I can get the truest type of coverage from the actual product. I hope that makes sense. So what I like to do is I like to spray a little bit of setting spray on the brush just to kind of like wet it a little bit, and this is the Maybelline Master Fix Wear Boosting Setting Spray. You can use any setting spray, and then I'll go on and I'll just pat the foundation into my skin. You don't want to blend the foundation in like circles, because really what you're doing is just you're spreading the foundation around your face. You're not really applying it into the skin. So I just go like this in patting motions, pat the foundation into my skin. And you can already see the glow. You can see how it's covering my skin up. When I get to the perimeters of my face, that is when I like to blend the foundation, because you don't want to have any harsh lines, especially in the hairline. So near the perimeters of my face is where I like to blend the foundation. I like to push it out and then I like to blend. So you push it out and then you blend. But on this side, on the inner parts of my face, I like to pat the foundation in. Because I use a dark circle corrector and then the foundation, my skin looks flawless right now. I wouldn't really even need to use concealer, but I am going to use concealer to highlight my face. Now, you want to make sure that the foundation is blended all the way down, especially in the summertime when you're wearing clothing items that are a little bit more revealing, because you don't want to look like you have two different colors on. So I just like to put a little bit of foundation down in that neck area, and then I just like to blend it all out. I do want to let you guys know that from my experimenting with this foundation, that it does oxidize a little bit. And so what is oxidizing, you might ask? Well, you know when you cut an apple and you leave it out and it starts to turn like dark because it hits oxygen? Basically, some types of makeup can do that as well. So depending on the formula composition of the makeup, once you put it on your skin or once it gets oxygen, it might turn a little darker. This foundation does oxidize, and for me it oxidizes into a darker color, but that's okay because like I said, we can make it work. So I like to go back into this area right here and add a little bit more coverage. Alright guys, so this is me with the full foundation on my face. As you can see, my skin is very glowy and it looks super natural. I love that this foundation is lightweight. I love the glow that it gives my skin. If you guys tend to get a little oily and you're hesitant to try this foundation because you're oily and then this is glowy, I would just try it anyways and then just mattify the areas where you normally get oily. So if you get oily in your T-zone, just go ahead and set that area with a mattifying powder or some setting powder so that you don't get oily. Typically when I'm going to be wearing this foundation for long periods of time, I set my entire face so that I get more wear out of it. But I would say that this foundation lasts a good 6 to 7 hours before it kind of starts to break down. I just wanted to zoom in a little bit here so that you guys can see how pretty the foundation looks. It's super natural and it's super affordable. I believe it's about $12 at the drugstore. Sometimes when you catch those good sales, buy one get one free, you can get it for $8. So check out your local drugstore for specials, but I highly recommend this foundation. If you're dry, you're going to love this foundation. I think if you're oily, you're going to love this foundation if you set it properly. And I just love how natural it looks, how lightweight it feels, and the glow that it gives your skin. If you really want to get crazy, you can add a few drops of this to your foundation, or any foundation. This is the SEPHORA Radiant Luminizing Drops in Ultra Light. The other day I mixed like 1 to 2 drops with this glowy foundation, and I was glowing, like glowing to the gods, to the 5th power. I don't even know how to explain it. It was crazy. I forgot that I did it until I looked in the mirror a few hours later, and I was like, oh my god, why am I radiating? And it was because I mixed it with the drops. So if you guys want to get a little crazy, you can try that, or you can just try that with any of your foundations if you want to add an extra glow. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face, and then I'll come back to show you guys a final full face with the foundation on. Alright guys, here is the finished look. I absolutely love this foundation. Definitely recommend it for the summertime. I also recommend this setting spray by Maybelline. L'Oreal has also a similar one. I say pick up either or and you're good to go. They're drugstore, so they're very affordable. And make sure that you spray that when you finish your makeup, because I swear that it activates the makeup. It just brings out the glow in the foundation, and it just makes your skin look so beautiful. And you want to make sure that you spray a lot of that setting spray and let it dry, because that's what's really gonna make your makeup look flawless. If you're looking for a new drugstore foundation that brings out that inner glow, I definitely recommend these. I'll insert a picture so that you guys can see what the foundation looks like a few hours later. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment below letting me know what are your favorite drugstore foundations at the moment, especially ones that make your skin glow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below letting me know what are your favorite drugstore foundations, or leave me a comment if you've tried this foundation and let me know what you think about it. Thanks again for watching. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure that you subscribe. And if you want to know how to achieve this full makeup look, make sure that you watch my next video, which has the full makeup tutorial. Bye. With the Real Techniques Deluxe. With the Real Text and that with a Real Techniques Deluxe, and I'm just gonna apply that with the Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush.